4?
Because guys
Diablo
want to
4?
play some
Diablo
Diablo
4?
4
Diablo 4.
or nah.
Barbarian. Skills. Lunging strike. Base damage increased from 30% to 33%. Furry generated increased from 9 to 10. Bash. Furry generated increased from 10 to 11. Enhanced bash. Fortify increased from 10% to 20%. Frenzy. Base damage increased from 20% to 22%. Flay. Bleeding base damage increased from 36% to 40%. Fury generated increased from 9 to 10. Enhanced Flay's vulnerable chance increased from 10 to 15%. Double Swing. Base damage increased from 36 to 40%. Hit. Cooldown reduced from 17 to 13 seconds. Base damage dealt to enemies knocked back into terrain increased from 54% to 70%. Charge. Enhanced charge. Base damage dealt to enemies knocked back into terrain increased from 15 to 30%. Leap. Mighty Leap. Slow. Increased from 50 to 70%. Iron Skin. Enhanced Iron Skin's barrier increased from 10 to 20% of maximum life. Call of the Ancients. Prime Call of the Ancients. Bonus attack speed increased from 10 to 20%. Iron Maelstrom. Cooldown reduced from 60 to 45 seconds. Prime Iron Maelstrom. Bonus critical strike chance increased from 10 to 30%. Prime Iron Maelstrom. Bonus critical strike damage increased from 20 to 40%. Massive buffs on the Iron Maelstrom. Legendary aspect. Developers notes. The below includes changes to flat damage legendary aspects. These effects scale with item power. For example, at 820 item power, Volcatho's Earthquake increases from 1747 to 3404 to 2687 to 3717. So they fixed the scaling. Items. Legendary aspect. So the higher item power you get on an aspect, the better the damage is going to be on the aspect forever. Got it. Okay, Volcathos. Earthquake flat damage increased from numbers. Earthquake flat damage increased from numbers. Dust Devils flat damage increased from numbers. Dust Devil flat damage increased. Windlasher. Dust Devil flat damage increased from numbers. Devilish. Dust Devil flat damage increased from numbers. Iron Warrior damage reduction increased from 10 to 20% to 15 to 25%. Items Overkill damage increased from 16 to 30% to 24 to 38%. Hellhammer flat damage increased from numbers. Skills Druid. Earth Spike. Base damage increased from 16 to 17%. Spirit generated increased from 10 to 11%. Fierce Earth Spike. Fortify increased from 4 to 8%. Wind Shear. Base damage increased from 17 to 18%. Spirit generated increased from 12 to 13%. Claw. Base damage increased from 20 to 22%. Spirit generated increased from 10 to 11%. Wild Claw. Double attack chance increased from 10 to 15%. Fierce Claw. Base damage increased from 10 to 15%. Maul, base damage increased from 20 to 22%. Spirit generated increased from 14 to 15%. Enhanced Maul, fortify increased from 2 to 3%. Lightning Storm. Enhanced Lightning Storm duration increased from 4 to 6%. From 4 to 6 seconds. Primal Lightning Storm's chance to immobilize increased from 8 to 12%. Shred. Third attack base damage increased from 60 to 70%. Enhanced Shred healing increased from 1 to 2% maximum life. Huge. Raging Shred's base damage increased from 51 to 70%. Huge. Primal Shred's bonus critical strike damage increased from 20 to 30%. Nice. Wolves. Cooldown reduced from 11 to 14 to 11 seconds. Ferocious Wolfpack lucky hit chance increased from 10 to 40%. Base damage increased from 97.5 to 134%. Oh my god, they buffed Hurricane. Hello. Rabies. Base poisoning damage increased from 53 to 76%. I feel like that could have been a lot bigger. Base damage increased from 52 to 64% on Cataclysm. Lacerate. Base damage increased from 400 to 460%. Petrify. Critical strike damage bonus increased from 25 to 30%. Pummel, base damage increased from 140 to 180%. Passives, Bestial Rampage. Attack speed increased from 20 to 25%. Damage bonus increased from 20 to 30%. Nature's Fury. Chance to cast a free spell increased from 20 to 30%. Lupine Ferocity. Damage bonus increased from 60 to 70%. Legendary Aspects. Ruin Worker's Conduit. Flat damage increased from 1 to 1.4. Mangled. Chance increased from 20 to 30 to 30 to 40. Seismic Shift. Cooldown decreased from 2.5 to 1.5 to 2.1 seconds. 2 to 1 second. Blurred Beast. Damage increased from 60 to 90% to 70 to 100%. Finally, my class. Best class, of course. Oh god, there's so much. Thank you, Blizzard. Base damage, Reap. Necromancer skills. Reap. Base damage increased from 12% to 13%. Acolyte's Reaps. Cooldown between corpses reduced from 5 to 4 seconds. Decompose. Base damage increased from 30% to 33%. Base essence regenerated per second increased from 7 to 8. Corpses form frequency increased from 2.5 to 2 seconds. Hemorrhage. Base damage increased from 25 to 27%. Essence generated increased from 8 to 9. Bone Splinters. Base damage increased from 8 to 9%. Essence generated increased from 6 to 7. Sever. Initial base damage increased from 63% to 66%. Enhanced Sever return base damage increased from 25 to 40%. Bloodlance. Supernatural Blood Lance overpower requirement reduced from 8 to 6 casts. Huge. Fantastic. Blood Lance needed it. Bone Prison. Cooldown reduced from 20 to 18 seconds. Dreadful Bone Prison's Fortify increased from 5% to 8%. Could be good. Iron Maiden. Base damage increased from 10% to 20%. Horde Iron Maiden damage bonus increased from 15 to 20%. Corpse Tendrils. Blight Corpse Tendrils chance to spawn a blood orb increased from 30 to 35%. Thank you very much. Bone Spikes base damage increased from 80 to 120%. What? You just buff Bone Build? Did they just buff Bone Mancer? Raise Skeleton and Golem. Minions will now always engage targets with a cast curse. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Passives, Callan's Edict. Damage taken during duration requirement reduced from 3 to 2 seconds. Rathma's Vigor. Healthy duration requirement reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. They buffed my build directly, and I just switched to Bone Spear. Now I have to switch back. Thorns increased from spiked armor. Numbers. Legendary aspects. Bursting Bone. Flat damage increased from numbers. Flesh rending. Essence gains increased from 10 to 20 to 20 to 40. Ultimate cooldown reduction increased from numbers on Fast Blood. Get the rogue here. Skills, Rogue. Invigorating Strike. Base damage increased from 23 to 25%. Blaze Shift. Base damage increased from 15 to 16%. Heartseeker. Base damage increased from 22 to 24%. Primary Heartseeker damage increased from 30 to 75%. Big. Huge increase. More than double. Sleeper build. Forceful Arrow. Base damage increased from 20 to 22%. Barrage. Base damage increased from 20 to 22%. Caltrops. Methodical Caltrops chill increased from 20 to 25%. Smoke Grenade. Cooldown reduced from 15 to 13 seconds. Rain of Arrows. Cooldown reduced from 60 to 55 seconds. Prime Rain of Arrows imbuement potency increased from 20% to 30%. Volley, base damage increased from 70% to 105. That's huge. Passives. Close Quarters Combat. Damage bonus increased from 20 to 30%. Legendary Aspects. Escape Artist. Cooldown decreased from 100 to 45 seconds. Nice. Umbrus. Lucky Hit chance to gain a Dark Shroud increased from 30 to 50 to 40 to 60%. Items, Eyes in the Dark, increased Death Trap cooldown reduced from 30 to 15% to 20 to 15%. And last but not least, Sorcerer. Looks like a lot's going on here. Sorcerer, skills, Spark. Base damage increased from 8 to 10%. Enhanced spark damage increased from 5.6 to 7%. Flickering spark chance increased from 3% to 4%. Frostbolt base damage increased from 35% to 38%. Firebolt burning damage increased from 40% to 44%. Charge Bolt base damage increased from 28 to 30%. Incinerate base damage increased from 49 to 54%. Enhanced Incinerate damage increased from 15 to 25%. Greater Incinerate immobilize requirements reduced from 4 to 3 seconds. Fireball, mana cost decreased from 40 to 35. Frozen Orb, initial base damage increased from 32% to 36%. Explosion base damage increased from 29% to 34%. Greater Frozen Orb chance to apply vulnerable increased from 25 to 30. Really good. Blizzard base damage increased from 120 to 130. Now they can maybe do 500 million damage to live. That'll be good. Ice Blades chance to apply a vulnerable increased from 30 to 40%. Nice. Lightning Spear, summon Lightning Spear's maximum damage bonus increased from 100% to 160%. Massive buff. Crackling Energy, base damage increased from 15 to 20%. Freezing Wake, base damage increased from 60% to 110%. Legendary Aspects, Abundant Energy, chance to chain an additional enemy increased from 20 to 30 to 30 to 40%. Signed Extremity, slow amount increased from 25 to 35% to 40 to 60%. Incendiary, chance to restore mana increased from 5 to 10% to 12 to 17%. Snow Guards, damage reduction increased from 10 to 15 to 20 to 25%. Concentration, mana regeneration increased from 10 to 20% to 20 to 30%. Concentration items, Flame Scar. Flat damage increased from 0.1 to 0.2 to 0.2, 0.2, 0.3 point. See why numbers better. Staff of Lamb Essen. Damage reduction reduced from 40 to 30% to 35 to 25%. They did nerf some damage reduction. Crazy. Oh, like, subscribe, comment. They did the whole thing. Have a good day.
Diablo 4?
These guys want to play some
Diablo
Diablo
4?
4?
Diablo 4.
Or nah?